Greetings, pipeliners. Today's lesson on writing focuses on the use of the word it, a word that, while so very simple, can cause a tremendous amount of complications when put to use. So let's start off today's lecture with an example. Example number 1. It's a bad habit to start sentences with it. It causes your readers to pause momentarily while they figure out what it is. It makes your sentences clumsy. It is true that doing so is an easy way to write a sentence, but usually it is not good writing. It even becomes a bit annoying when you do it too often. It is bad to annoy your reader. A lot of it's in that paragraph, and I kind of like that it is a reflection of its own problems. Let's take a look at example number 2. Starting sentences with it is a bad habit. Your readers will need to pause momentarily while they try to figure out what it is, and your sentences will be clumsy. Writing this way may be easy, but starting sentences with it is usually not a good idea. If you do this too often, you may annoy your readers, which is never a good idea. Sounds a little bit better, right? So again, this is putting these two paragraphs together shows us how we can misuse it and how we can properly use it in pretty much the same paragraph, but it shows us really the distinctions between the two. So let's explore now some ways that using the word it can cause problems. The first example of where it can cause problems. It can cause problems. The focus of your sentence becomes hidden. So, for example, it is a priority to have a competent attorney. What is a priority? To have the competent attorney, but that's buried into the second half of the sentence. Let's take a look at some corrections. To find a competent attorney is a priority. I like that one. Finding a competent attorney is a priority. A real priority is finding a competent attorney. So that third one is kind of my favorite because it really focuses on what the subject of the sentence is. The priority is finding the competent attorney. But they all really, I think they do a much better job at expressing the sentiment than that example right there. The second way that using it can cause problems, it makes you less concise. For example, we don't like it when judges are ornery. I definitely have been before an ornery judge, and I don't like that very much. But why can't we just say we don't like ornery judges? It's the same process. It's the same sentiment, but again, you save a whole lot of real estate in your memos and your briefs when you're doing this. This idea of precision exists right here. This is right in the same theme. This importance of being precise in all of your writing carries into this lesson as well. We don't like ornery judges. We don't like ornery law school professors either. Really ornery people, ornery drivers. We like happy people. Finally, the third way, using it can become confusing. So let's take a look at a couple of scenarios. Scenario number 1. Person number 1. It was pretty easy. Person number 2. What are you talking about? Person number 1. I'm talking about the quiz. I thought the quiz was easy. What did you think of the quiz? Person number 2. I'm confused and a little annoyed and have to go now. So the conversation started off on the bad note, bad foot, and it really didn't get any better from there. Scenario number 2. What did you think of the quiz today? Quiz in class today? It was pretty easy. I thought so too. Let's go have a sandwich and celebrate. So see, in scenario number 2, the conversation ends much better because there's more clarity. And the folks end up as friends going to get a sandwich to celebrate. So in class, we're going to have some group exercises, and we're going to work in pairs or in some small groups to really go through more examples of the use and misuse of it. And again, keep in mind that the reason we're going over this is to improve the precision in your writing, to really be mindful and intentional about all of the exercises and all of the writing that you're doing, so that when you go into law school, you become precise. You have precise, laser-like strategies for your writing.